What's up, folks? This is ZFG Giving.
You.
P. Reed back, and we got a new co-host, family member, former guest. You know what I'm saying? Dallas, the one and only.
Woo!
Introduce yourself.
What's poppin'? It's your girl, Dallas Champagne. It's the dish. It's ZFG Giving. Listen, I'm putting the dishes in the dishwasher.
Ratchetness.
Running that bitch.
Ratchetness.
Okay.
Yo, so look, man. We back. We are back. It's about to be 2021. How many of y'all ever thought about making it to 2021 with all these damn conspiracy theories out here? Don't answer that, though. Because guess what? I'm answering for you. I didn't. I was like, oh shit, we gonna die. But we here. We got a few subjects that we want to get on to, get to speaking about. But first, I want to ask, how was y'all Thanksgiving?
Gobble gobble.
Respect.
I got my stuffy.
You got your stuffing?
Yes, and I got my turkey stuff.
Okay.
Wait. Come on. Come on. No, Thanksgiving was cool. Listen, it's a lot with Thanksgiving for me, but I know we're gonna get into that, like how the pandemic has changed our work environments, our home life, everything. But I was at work.
Makes sense.
And I worked for one of the largest grocery store chains in America, so Thanksgiving has been crazy, to say the least. And it's still crazy because we're going into Christmas. So I spent my Thanksgiving at work, and then we did Friendsgiving this past Sunday. Shout out to CD and PJ and all, you know.
Hey, I'm taking that shout out back. Y'all
Yeah.
ain't add me.
Shade. I mean, listen, we know what's going on, how you got to keep it, you know, the social distance, but you definitely were invited, so stop it. You as well.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't make no sense.
And you didn't even meet CD because you left game night before he got here, so you definitely was invited too. It was a good time. Will was there too. You haven't seen Will in years. He was there as well. Y'all would have had a good time. It was good.
Pete, what's up with you?
Shit, I ain't do nothing Thanksgiving. Went to the fam house. Went to my mom and my grandmother.
Right.
None of my cousins came over, but they got to see the baby. We just went over to my girl's sister's house. And that was pretty much it. We don't really do too much on Thanksgiving. It's more so Christmas and New Year's. So I ain't expect to see nobody. But everybody else got their own little families or whatever. So.
Facts. Nah, that's the big thing. Yeah, myself though, I didn't cook. My wife didn't cook. My mom barely cooked. But Tasha's mom and dad cooked. And this Thanksgiving we surprised them both. They finally got to see the baby.
Yes.
So my mother did her show like she was.
Listen.
Did she had to record on this?
Yo, I will never forget the engagement, right?
Oh man.
She hit me for
Tanya was in full videographer mode, and the fucking camera wasn't even on. Shout out to Tanya. You was ready though.
Hey,
you need that motherfucking footage. She was like, "Oh my god!" I wish I could react. She was like, "Ooh," she couldn't catch her breath. She was gagging, girl. You know, gagging, girl. She was gagging.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean that's good that they finally got a chance to.
Yeah, so
Tasha was like, "Nope."
Man. So right now we just waiting to see how things open up, trying to get him situated a little more before we introduce him to the rest of the world. You know, that was Thanksgiving. Anybody eat something that y'all expected?
See you. This is some freak shit. I don't know what's going on. Eating what? Slow down, Rick.
Did somebody make some oxtails you ain't never had?
No, you know what? This is okay. So I did have Thanksgiving with Harley and Harley's godmother, his mother, Keisha, Victoria.
Right.
Terrence came. Shout out to all of y'all. It's the first time I had fish for Thanksgiving. They put their fish in the air fryer. Listen, the air fryer is probably one of the greatest inventions ever.
I don't think I had fish either.
Yeah, so they put the fish in the air fryer and it was lit. So that's the only thing that I ate that's not traditionally something I would eat on Thanksgiving.
Right.
But
what type of fish was it? Like white?
White M. I think it was white M. Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all can comment below. But I think it was white. I know it wasn't tilapia. I know it wasn't trout.
Salmon
Now listen. So the salmon only takes 15 minutes in the oven. So I can imagine that the air fryer will cook it and make it. You know.
Well, Tasha make a bomb salmon on the stove, so I don't think I want to change it.
Shout out to Tasha and the salmon on the stove.
Right.
Coming over tomorrow.
That shit crazy.
I want something.
I do chicken wings. What was I doing? I did pork chops, but them don't come out. They didn't dried out.
Yeah, because it's weird because pork chop
I
not
feel like
an
you niggas
option.
still eating pork.
Fuck it, I'm gonna die some days. Fuck it. And I work out. So I don't
You know, I'm surprised that you eat pork because you so.
But I don't eat it as much because your stomach kind of.
You eat bacon?
I eat turkey bacon for the most part.
Okay.
Turkey
What
bacon
about-
face ass.
What about glizzies?
I made that shit so you can't even eat the
You can't eat one in peace, right?
Yeah,
Niggas running around, falling around,
Oh,
recording
he
it.
got his mouth wide open. Oh, he got the
He that grown
ketchup
man.
and
Yeah, he dressed it up.
Nah,
Yeah, you
Hey,
right.
so everybody, like, we pretty much figured it out this Thanksgiving because the pandemic and shit. Like, you did what you had to do. You had to go to work and still maintain. And of course, my situation is crazy because of the new baby. And Perry's new baby.
And congratulations to both of y'all because listen,
Thank you.
new fathers.
Yeah,
Came a long way.
Flip.
A long way.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
with that being said, though, what's your thoughts on the pandemic?
I think it could have been avoided, but it's one of those things that people gotta smarten up. Like people still think this shit ain't real. They still playing games right now wearing their masks. This shit is the numbers getting higher.
So let me ask though, how did the pandemic change our life?
Ooh, I'm gonna die stop that.
Yikes. So for me, the pandemic, initially I don't think we thought it was as serious and as major as it has
I
become.
was scared.
You know how you get those chain messages and they're like, yeah, you know, when you sent me the chain, I was like, I heard this before. Like, this is not nothing new. But I think that I didn't think it was going to be as serious as it is.
Right.
And I was working a job and in a position I was not crazy about. And I was kind of struggling with it, although my boss was like, no, you're doing a good job. Ooh, but I feel like as much as somebody tell you you're doing a good job, if you don't feel like you're comfortable in it, that shit don't matter. It's like, whatever. But when we got shut down, I kind of was relieved, ironically. I think everybody was like, oh my God, we get a break.
What?
But after month 1, month 2, month 3, I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
Stop missing that paper.
Yeah,
Stop missing that
but then,
paper.
you know, a lot of people like myself, I went through issues with getting unemployment. Unemployment didn't come through for like 3 months. And then, you know, I went and got a job at one of my previous employers. And the week that I got that job, my unemployment came through. And then my food stamps came through. Everything, all my benefit, everything came through that I needed. And it was like, do you keep the job that you just got, or do you quit? I decided to keep the job because I didn't know how everything was gonna pan out. Because I'm like, we in month 3, it's not really looking too good. But as far as way of life, it's been difficult because I see a lot of people for a long time, like they was going out, they was turning up, they was partying, and I'm in the house, and I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? I want to turn up too. We all getting, you know, we getting life, we all getting out unemployment, but bitch, I'm not trying to get sick. And I don't think even now people are taking it serious to the point where it's like they really care about how serious it is. The numbers are rising, like they're peaking, like they're what the fuck am I saying?
No,
The numbers are rising
Yeah.
daily, and it's like
every day
More
it's
deaths.
yeah, more deaths. Like a toddler just passed away from COVID like 2 days ago, and for a long time they kept saying that toddlers could not.
Oh yeah.
They could
Yeah.
contract it, but they
Right.
couldn't pass. Like they wouldn't pass away from. But it's like, come on, when you think about the symptoms of COVID, think about an infant having symptoms with COVID, those type of symptoms. So, and even now, like when I'm at work, a lot of people are not taking it seriously. But that's because people are not getting fined like they should be. Like, it's not being monitored. Yeah, it's not being... So, like, they coming in, you gotta... Listen, when I'm at work, I gotta argue with people to put their mask on or pull the mask over their face. The fuck you got the mask on right here for? You might as well have it off. Like, it's no point in you wearing it down here. And then when you say something to them, they get upset. It's like, come on, yo. First of all, if you don't care about yourself, at least care about other people when you walking into a space. Come on.
Yeah. I think the police should be telling them to put that shit up too, though, when you come in the school.
So they be half-assing too.
The only thing that I got to say about that is police got too much on their shoulders already. So I'm not even mad at them if they don't.
But when you come into this, I'm just saying, they be like, mask please. That's what they got to say. It's not even that hard. They respect their authority before they respect anybody else's authority.
When you say they got too much on their shoulders, what you talking about?
Like, dude, too much shit they got to do.
I mean,
if they're in your store to help you guys, then that's the number one dude.
They being paid through
that's what I'm saying. So that I get.
And it's like, that's the only thing you got to do.
Yeah, that I get.
We got LP for catching thieves. Yeah. We need you to make sure people got their masks on. Like, even if it's only when they come through the door. Like, you can't, of course, you can't walk around and monitor every single person if they keeping their mask on their face, but it's a lot of shit that I see, and you got officers like that. It's like they just kind of they don't really care. It's not really a big deal for them, but it's major. And then I know in some stores, like, you can come in, if you don't have a mask, you can go to the customer service desk. But once you done walked in without a mask, and you done walked to the customer service desk, you done probably already exposed 2, 3, 4. My numbers is low, but clearly, if it's rising like they say, that your numbers are accurate.
All right, Pete, what about you?
Shit, as far as the job, it made my job kind of like better. At the end of the day, people got fired, so I'm in a position to like go to class to get my certificates and potentially get a director position. So that's big money. That's
like both of y'all getting that block.
Like, yeah, even though I got a raise, but it ain't where I want to be though. But look at these certs, I'm making some.
That's what's up.
Then as far as like the kid, no daycare, so that's a plus. When you gotta pay for that shit, she can go to her grandmother's house, and on days her mother home, she's her mother. So that's everything.
Mom, grandma.
Pretty much. She ain't saying that. She just saying daddy for the most part. So.
Shout out to Demi.
That's all she needs to say.
Shout out to Danielle.
That's all she needs to say. But as far as the relationship, that shit took a toll. Like, being a new father, you gotta understand a lot of different things. The COVID driving them crazy, they house crazy, they stuck in the house, they gotta look at you 24/7. Then they working from home, then a baby crying and shit. So once I left, that's when the problems really started. So it's like things getting better, but it's one of the things where it's like next year we can't go through the same thing because it might be a quits if it happens next year.
Yo, we had the trial run. The trial run was 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
It's like at this point, going into it, first of all, we're about to get shut down again. Can we talk about that for a second?
Yep.
What do y'all think? Like, we've been hearing rumblings about it, but now we know what we're dealing with. It's a whole nother year.
So I'm going to explain to y'all what I had to explain to my wife. In the winter months, it's going to get worse.
Yeah. It's flu season.
So don't expect anything in the springtime to be much better than the winter time.
Oh, no.
So travel, fun, games, parties. My birthday, don't worry about it. We good.
Our birthday.
Both.
Our birthday.
Right, all of it. So now, what that also includes is my anniversary, my son's birthday, Mother's Day,
Valentine's Day.
Listen, so what I really want to put out there is, people, we are all taking a hit on things that we like to do. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but yeah. Wait, what?
I celebrate Valentine's Day.
Nah, you can have all the baby shit.
I do to the whole month.
So Pete, hold on real quick though. So there's nothing outside of your personal life that you saw that changed, like real quick, that you saw that the pandemic changed? outside of your personal life?
No, never.
Hell no, I can tell him.
Go ahead. I mean, why?
P was absent at all the link ups.
Oh yeah. All right,
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that part?
Hey, I had to...
Listen, I had to bribe P to come out, and then the one time that I went to P, Lord, we're not gonna talk about that.
No, but I had a reason.
So
no shoes.
Yeah, he came out and he was drinking
barefoot, and we was in the parking. We was parking lot pimping.
Parking lot
pimping. That was lit, but no, you socially.
No, socially did, but I got a reason though.
No, you do. You do.
All right. So look,
I'm hating.
With that reason, no. Why you hating?
Nah, I just felt some type of way.
No, it wasn't no.
We had a whole.
So hold on. You had a reason to be mad, right?
Nah, we had a whole leprechaun in here, and P should have been here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Period.
Can't argue with that one.
Hey, listen. So look, I wanna take it. Ain't this about a bitch? Y'all gonna leave me out?
Oh,
We just said
it was
No, fuck that.
up to it.
Down to it. Fuck those.
Fuck those two down go. Ooh.
We do because we just so don't take that whole motherfucking cup, please, because I won't.
Oh fuck no. Then we're gonna have to cut.
Right.
We sitting.
But look, so Prairie Jai was into some troubles. Dallas spoke on some troubles. I spoke on a single trouble. What y'all think about the election 40, 45, and 46?
Okay, so for 45, I think
How
that
he handled it,
globally,
46 will.
globally, when you look at the other
I know what you're
countries,
about to say.
Yeah,
Some
like,
of them are doing,
they shut-
a lot of them. Yeah.
they shut down completely, and we have been talking about that in the beginning. Like, I felt like that's what we should have did because
And that's what the people that don't live in the urban areas are afraid of.
yeah, because to them that is what they call it.
What?
They're being neglected in a way. It's like
I think they just don't have.
the means.
So in a city you have more opportunity to get these low paying jobs, but you got a job out there, you either farming or you got this one piece of work, and if your area isn't bringing in money, I'm gonna use my job for an example. In BC, teachers and employees of the public school system get paid there more than anywhere else, at least on the East Coast. And I know in the Midwest they ain't getting paid that much, per their job. So if teachers get laid off, already your government, your state, the area that you live in, your county, city, whatever they call it in the Midwest, don't have the funds, then you shit out of luck. So that means you may not even get paid.
Right.
Like we get paid, that don't mean they're gonna get paid though.
Mhm.
So,
I think it's one of those things where like we need better organization at the top levels with the governors and senate and all that. I think the teachers should get paid way more than what they're getting paid across the board. I think it should be.
I disagree with that.
No, but by it being state by state, I think all the teachers should get the same across the board. Not saying they should get like $100,000 or whatever. You know, they do deserve some badass kids. But I don't feel like just because you're a teacher in Montana or Louisiana, you should get less than the teachers in Maryland. I think this should be it should be an average of pay across the board when it comes to the teacher thing. Because this shit weighing them out too, trying to focus on the kids not being able to concentrate. They at home, so they know where the game's at. They know how to play around. Their parents not really on their necks making them do what they need to do. So it's like, damn, I gotta sit here with 12 to 20 kids, talk to them through a computer screen, and try to make sure they being cooperative with what's going on. And then some of their parents ain't shit, so it's like it's two jobs in one for the teachers. So, COVID shit, it made it tough on that aspect.
So let me ask this. You got something? Let me ask this. How y'all feel about 45 45 being a sore loser.
I'm not surprised. You got to think about
45 being a sore loser.
You got to think about who Donald Trump is.
Facts.
We know exactly. We know exactly who this nigga is, and he is a sore loser based on the fact that he had no clue. In his mind, he was not losing this election, and he tried everything he could do. He tried everything he could to make sure that he could fight it, but clearly, you know, everybody was like, "Yo."
But see, I think the reason he's fighting it is he's trying to be pardons, and so bad, so his family can stay out of jail.
Well, we had talked about that before, and we talked about maybe he'll get wind of this conversation that we're having. The smart thing for him to do at this point is to do what?
Get the fuck out of the States. Get the fuck out of the States.
Yeah.
Go to Russia.
He needs to resign. That way the vice president can pardon. Y'all remember this conversation?
Mm-hmm.
He needs to resign so his vice president could then become president and then pardon him, so that when it comes time for the transition,
he good. He's so in his ego driven. Now
he has accepted and allowed for the transition for him to come out of the presidency, for Biden to come in. However, he's not pardoned. So New York is waiting on his ass. So they could very well prosecute him for...
You know Cuomo don't like that motherfucker. So.
What you think, Kofi?
I think he got a dollar like Dallas saying. But it's one of those things with me. Like I said, his ego is so in the way. And he's so busy. It's like, I think it's a smoke screen. He arguing about not conceding in the election so he could buy time to get the pardons. But what he don't understand is you're still the president for December.
He run out of time.
He run out of time, but you still got a job to do. Like, you gotta figure out stimulus packages for the people that's not getting no money. Mm-hmm. It's a whole bunch of shit that you're not doing. You so busy worried about yourself.
You really think he doing that?
Hell yeah.
You really think we getting stimulus package?
No, I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying this is shit he should be focusing on.
He should be. That's what you're saying. He should be.
Yeah, he should be. I'm not saying we get it.
At this point, he'll go.
Right. So
he's like, oh, y'all ain't even vote for me.
Right. So they voted for that. He had 70.
No, he definitely had. Okay, so are y'all surprised at the amount of votes that he got? Let's talk about that.
No.
Y'all not surprised at that?
So let me be very clear on why I'm not surprised. And this comes down to the basic layout of the U.S. There are more white people than there are black people. That's one. That's just two races. Hold on. Most Asians believe themselves to be white and or live middle to upper class lives. Hispanics, half and half, believe themselves to be white and or black. So the numbers from the Hispanics come to us, but they also go to them. Now, his disrespectful behavior caused some of those numbers to come over to the African American side. And that's, I think, what fucked him up. I really thought he was going to get reelected.
No, but
his disrespectful behavior was
one state trash. That what fucked him up with one state was when he disrespected John McCain.
Yes,
Arizona.
Period.
When he did that,
disrespectful behavior.
Arizona was like, we can't. Roberts was John McCain is like
when he started calling
the cities
trash cities, Philly, Baltimore. Like when he started doing all that shit, that was just he killed his own self. So I don't think that, even though the numbers were bigger than the numbers during the time of Obama, I don't think the people came out to vote against him. I think the people came out to vote for him initially for his first term, but this term is like, nah, we about to get you out of this.
And then you gotta think about, like you say, COVID, people done lost people. So people really mad about this shit, because it's like, we didn't have like 3 or 4 pandemics that was supposed to happen that would shut down quickly with the H1N1, Zika virus, Ebola, and some other shit we didn't have like past 8 years, and none of that shit like tremendously affected us to this point like fucking COVID did. So it's like, for one, when they spoke about COVID, we didn't have no information about it. First they said the heat was supposed to kill it, but motherfucking in Florida, the southern states was getting hit the worst.
Right.
So the heat can't kill it. So you telling people, you pulling the wool over people's eyes, telling them this, that, and the third. We don't have no science behind it. Dr. Fauci telling motherfuckers to chill out, but you kick him off. You kick him out.
Doing Dr. Fauci dirty as hell.
And you ain't fucking with him no more. So guess what? Like, people followed your lead and you fucked them over. Some people, I think that it was more so the younger people got smart that hit. And this motherfucker not forced. He about the dollar, but fuck it. We ain't gonna keep fucking with him because we dying out here.
Right.
Then it, like you say, it went from being, oh, the young can't die from this. It's only the old. Fucking kids die from this shit. You know what I'm saying? Anything pneumonia related, flu related, anybody can die from this shit. So it's just like we just got kicked over the head by that motherfucker.
Alright, so quick, give your yes or no and a 30-second explanation, right?
Yikes.
So with all the celebrities, past presidents, and local government agencies per state, like trying to push voting and the importance of it, do you two as African Americans believe that now your vote counts? Answer in a quick 30-second explanation.
I think it do. I think it do.
Alright.
I think it do. But it's one of those things where you just gotta be knowledgeable about who you picking. That's all. Like, every candidate not gonna have everything you want. You just gotta zone in what you want. But my thing is, I want it to be about the elders, and the kids. Everybody else in the middle can figure this shit out.
I gotta agree with Pete. You definitely gotta do your research because I know a lot of people's conflicted, and a lot of people felt like fuck both of them. Fuck Trump, fuck Biden, both of y'all trash. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, what makes more sense? And to most people, it made more sense to just get Trump out. He gotta go. 45 gotta go. But what you said makes sense. The people in the middle, they can figure that shit out eventually at some point, but for the babies and the scenes, it may, we gotta get them straight.
That, and I want the president, especially when it was Obama, I wanted him to go in that special history book to tell us about
the truth.
The truth about black people. Like, yes, we understand that some of us came from the Caribbean, some of us came from Africa, some of us was here already, Indians for the lighter people, but
Natives.
Yeah, natives, excuse me, thank you. But those are two things that me, as a person, would think that black people want. What you got, Alice? Put you on the spot.
I think a better relationship overall. You have some neighborhoods in America where police just don't respond to calls. If at all, late, the shit is already over or has already happened. And then we all, as far as, all of us growing up in certain hoods, we all have our certain rules as what we consider snitching. Like we were saying earlier, the little kid that just got killed on Southern Avenue who was 1 year old and got shot in the head. That's when it's okay to talk and speak when you see something.
Right.
But for everybody else, it's like all of it is considered snitching. But it's like, at what point, where do we draw the line? And with police, it's like, let's say we decide, all right, that was too far. How do I go about having a conversation and relaying information without my shit being exposed?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's not a situation where I'm ratting my mans out or ratting the front out. I'm talking about somebody that just killed a child. So how do you differentiate that from what is considered snitching? And, I think that the trust is not there with the community and the police. That they don't trust them. And I think it needs to be more community outreach programs and things like that, where the community and the police officers can be on one accord and have a better relationship. That relationship has to be mended. In our area, we can only speak about here, I mean, we hear about other shit in other cities and states, but that has to be mended in the DMV area first before we can kind of move forward. And kind of, I don't want to say end. The crime is going to be the crime, but when it happens, it's like, how do we solve the issues, and how do we when we have like, okay, so if you live in a certain area, you already know how your police are going to react to certain situations.
Right.
And it's like, when you have that outreach and you have those, when the communication is better, that changes. The relationship changes the response. And I mean, that's really the only thing I can think of. It's broken. The trust, there's no trust there. Everybody is on this whole, I'm not talking to no police, but then everybody's in an uproar and outraged about shit. That don't make sense to me. How can you be in an uproar and so outraged and so upset, but then you don't want to communicate with the police?
I agree with you to a certain extent. I agree with you based on where I've known you to live. The area where you live, 100% where we live, 100%. Well, not 100%, but about 80% I agree. But those of us who don't live in major cities, I will not agree, because what they have to deal with is police that's handling them and Caucasians. And if there's a situation, I personally feel that the Caucasians trust. Actually, I don't even have to feel it. It's evident. It's on YouTube. The Caucasians trust the fucking police. But why? Because they think that they're their personal bodyguards. Especially when you're calling them on black people.
Not all of them.
But also, it's about calling them.
Where you at?
But one of the things, like Donna said, one of the things is calling a response. Let me just tap over them. It is calling a response, because if I call the police, you come 45 minutes later, or a white person call the police and they 15 minutes later, that's like a slap in the face also, because I pay your salary also.
Yeah.
So people starting to feel a certain way about that. So it's about call and response and things like that. Because like my neighborhood, I had a white neighborhood, like that happened across the street from my mom's house. They call the police there. We call the police, we gotta wait. So that's a real thing, and that can make people angry. Because like if y'all act accordingly and immediately, y'all can stop the rest of the bullshit that comes along with it.
So what's the difference between?
Wait. So you know what we was talking about, having proof and having stats that you can speak of. He just talked about his neighbor. The neighbor called the police.
Right. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Called, they gotta wait. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying people talk about police brutality and we trying to compare different situations. You can't compare them unless you got a comparison like what he just said. Now you know it's a problem in that district, in that area with those police officers. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you come? Or why would you think that it's more of an emergency when a Caucasian person called than what? Like, that's crazy.
But 70 right down the street from my mom.
And that's exactly the problem. That's the problem. You're right. No, I'm agreeing.
But as far as my thing, I think job equality, we don't talk about that enough. There's a lot of nepotism going on, even in like the federal government and stuff. At these jobs, they want you to have all this education and shit, but they're not trying to pay you accordingly. And they want you to go to college, do this, do that for $40,000 a year. I'm not doing all that. That's a problem. That's an issue. A lot of those jobs are just posted out there for people to be like, all right, my family member gonna get this job, and then we're gonna shut it down. So I know how that rolls, because I was in the federal government when I was going on.
That's
one thing.
These are facts, because you know most jobs, it's a requirement that they have to post the job for a certain period of time before they can give it to somebody. So even if they want to promote internally, they got to promote it to the public.
Right. So those are
Those
bullshit.
are
like
facts.
even with the federal government, if you go on their website, they got jobs that's not for the public, but you might have the experience to do the fucking job.
Yeah.
The federal government got hard to work, and like people try to make it seem like. So it's one of those things where it's like job equality is one. Then two, we need more programs outside of athletics because people get mad at black people for putting their kids only in athletics, but that's the only thing they really got for it. We don't have music classes. We don't have like learn second language classes or anything exposed to like computer things such as like coding and stuff or nursing or all the shit. They get mad when black people only got basketball players and rappers, but that's the only thing y'all fucking want to expose our kids to. So
I got a question. Do you think that black people put their kids in those programs because they feel like that's what's gonna take them out of the hood?
Because that's the only thing offered.
Football and basketball, typically, if you're good at it and you're consistent with it.
Right, but why not put educational programs with it? Why not make it where, all right, if you in the athletic, take up an instrument, take up a second language, take up something else, or even do this. Pay the teacher extra money to do over the summer where the kids can go to the school and advance themselves in classes.
Who's not doing that though?
The city, the high ups, the people who
so
got
you're
pulled.
saying those programs are not available?
No.
Okay. So the only thing they got
is pretty much sports for the most part.
Pretty much sports. Okay.
Like,
so who's upset in your opinion about them only doing that?
Nobody, for real, ain't nobody raised a cane. Ain't nobody really saying anything about it because.
So remember, these are two things that you would take to the president if you were leading your.
And my thing is, like, little girls shouldn't only have cheerleading in elementary school or band.
But you can't get a scholarship from both.
No, you can,
but it should be more than
I'm
that.
currently getting flag football in mine.
Say it again?
I'm getting co-ed flag football, so the girls.
Nothing about
but
yeah,
no, I get it.
They should be able to do that, right? They should have football. They should like.
You feel like all the sports should be unisex?
In elementary school.
In elementary school, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And even like.
Hell yeah.
What about high school?
No.
No, because
hell
body changes. Body changes.
Y'all
body changes. You don't want no female getting hit by no 250-pound guy.
Wait, so if it's a female basketball
Definitely
team,
not in middle school.
If it's a female basketball team, you think it should be a female football team?
No.
You think the females shouldn't be allowed to play with the dudes?
I think females should play flag.
Listen, I don't.
And we're offering well, not we, but they have offered scholarships for flag girls in the city. So, like, they're about to get it.
I'm one of the people. As long as it's female with certain sports, but some sports, if you can't put male or female,
it's not
if no, that's a whole different thing. So it's one of those things where like I was saying, like expose the dudes in nursing. Some dudes may want to be a nurse. You know what I'm saying? I would be an OBGYN. But why not? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Let's see the flag.
Your first flag is flag.
Nah, I don't know.
Well, I'm just keeping it. I'm just saying.
Triple
like,
F.
I'm trying to look at pussies all day.
Yeah, I could do that. But it's about the exposure. Our kids not really getting the exposure, so it's stuff the government can't do, the president can't do to make things better for them. Like, even the senior citizens, like get them more swimming classes, get them more dancing classes, do more stuff with them.
Sorry.
Nah, bro.
No.
What's your shade?
I'm sorry. It ain't no shade. It's some shit. This is. Y'all don't know this about me, but I'm gonna share it with all of y'all.
You don't like old people?
No, I love old people. But this is the first reason. This is the number one reason why I started disliking going to swimming pools and beaches and all the rest.
No.
When I used to live in Capers, we used to go up East Capitol.
East Capitol, you used to go to
And
that
they
pool
used to
too.
have the swimming classes for the old people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
YUCK. That's all I can say. Like, they were worse than the kids.
Right, but that's just, but look,
Oh
you
my God.
looking at it from one aspect. But what I'm saying is, make more programs from this period.
Yeah. Oh no, anything but swimming.
Yeah, hey, that's your thing. But get them out the house. Stop making them. Cause that's the problem. The older people, they lose their independence, so they feel like they can't do shit on their own. They get disgruntled. They want to stay in the house.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like interact with people no more like that. And it's just like we gotta do better to get everybody an opportunity to do what they want to do and enjoy the rest of their fucking life. Like they know they not to say that knock on wood, but they about to kick over the can.
They on their way out.
They about to kick the can, but let them have fun while they doing it. Fuck. I want to be 101 in my looking at my go to the strip club. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And 101, you know what I'm saying? I might want to go to the strip club in my wheelchair.
You one nut away from the end.
Hey,
that's the way I'm going out.
Hey, I'm gonna go out. I go out like that. Big titties in my face.
What song you going to listen to at the strip club? Which one do you think is going to get you popping?
Dance.
Pull it up.
Dance to make you dance.
You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. Let me die happy. Fuck.
How about that?
Let me die happy. Fuck.
Shit, you trying to go out in the club.
Now that's lit for you
Like
to bust.
Usher.
For you to bust a nut and your heart rate be.
Just jump up
And
there.
bitch, that take you out of there.
You know,
You need to go.
motherfucking sheet me up and put it over your body and all that.
Like you die with a smile on your
Wait,
face.
dick still be hard. Yo!
Toes
here
curled
for
up
it.
like this shit. Right there, have fun.
Eyes in the back of the head.
Exactly.
That's
Right
lit.
there, have fun.
That's lit as fuck.
Right
Hey.
there, have fun.
But since we talking about the music and shit that will take Purdy out on a good note
Yeah.
at 101 years old, what you think about these verses, man? Hold on. Before you even get started, I want to ask both of you, starting with you. What's your top 2 verses?
My top 2 verses. My top 1 was Gucci versus Jeezy.
Yeah.
Yo,
That was a good one.
Gucci.
My second one, that's hard. Ooh.
Purdy shady as shit. Come on, look at the numbers. Brandy and Monica.
No, this is personal. This is personal.
I fuck with. See, the thing is,
Not numbers,
No.
personal.
The thing is with Brandy and Monica is, and Gucci and Jeezy, they just went for the controversy. It was good, and I'm glad they did that with those 2 group of people because they needed that shit. Like all that dumb shit. These motherfuckers about to be 50. They don't need to be beefing no more.
Oh,
So, and I love
so
Monica.
y'all
so
old as fuck. Oh, you love Monica?
Monica was my thing back in the day. Short haircut.
He lied. He like Jill Scott, and I think
No,
his
but
name
Monica
is-
was before Jill Scott though. Monica was like
Facts.
90s,
Facts.
90s, 90s.
Facts.
And if I would say my second one was from one y'all don't like, well, I think Dodge just seen with the kid for with DMX and Snoop.
Oh, yeah, I fuck with you. I fuck with
No,
you.
what I said, but
No,
what did
I-
I say, P? What I
DMX
say?
is one of the
I
top
remember
rappers.
that.
You remember what I said about DMX and P?
No, go ahead.
I didn't feel like that was a good matchup.
All right, okay. I respect it. No, I
For
just didn't remember.
Hold on, first of all, calm down. I'm not going all on you.
I'm not saying you did.
You are my brother. You so uptight right now. We need another shot. Can we get another drink? Bartenders, send them in. No, all I was saying was I didn't think it was a good matchup. I thought it was a good versus.
Oh,
As far as the music, it's lit. The music was lit, but I don't think they weren't evenly yoked. That's
But,
the way to put it.
no, I agree with you. But I'm gonna give it was a tie. I think Rick Ross and 2 Chainz was better than what people expected.
Oh, I don't even remember
I
that.
thoroughly
Oh my
disagree.
God, I'm sorry.
I thoroughly disagree.
No. I think 2 Chainz put up a better fight with Rick Ross than
I
people
definitely.
expected.
So here's my
I
thing.
agree.
Though I thoroughly disagree, I will agree with your last statement. 2 Chainz did, but at the end of the day,
Yeah, Rick Ross got too much.
it's too
Got
much.
too much.
So I could not put that. I went into that versus already knowing like if it was a battle who will win. I just went for the music.
They were unevenly yoked.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it was
Who should Rick Ross have been paired
you
up
should
with?
have went against
Jeezy.
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 Who should 2 Chainz have been paired up with?
I will have to
Gucci?
think about it.
Could it have been Gucci?
No.
Who should Gucci have been paired up with?
Jeezy.
Hmm.
I know. I know what you're about to say.
I hear what you're saying.
That's
I get
hard.
what you're
Gucci,
saying.
that's hard. That's hard. It was Jeezy for, like I said, the controversy and the.
What about-
No,
hold on,
actually,
what-
Gucci would have been good against Game.
Gucci could have done. He could have did Boosie.
Yeah,
Lil Boosie.
he could have. Yep, you're right. You're right.
Because they
You're right.
went straight underground. You had to
Yeah,
really be.
you're right. You
in
gotta
those
know.
markets,
You gotta know this.
And then you gotta
Yeah.
really know their records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's good. That's good. We might have to do a.
we could do that.
All right. So
2 Chainz go against.
let me tell you. This is why 2 Chainz
Maybe
is so hard.
Mm.
That's good.
I mean,
maybe.
I would. I mean, we already know who will win that one, but that was good.
Okay,
I don't
for
think.
me, 2 Chainz versus Future.
Nah, Future got too many.
He do. He
Future
got.
Okay, so if not,
Knocks.
if not,
He ain't got bangers. He
if
got
not,
knocks. That nigga just everywhere.
who should Future go against?
Nobody.
You know, you got the auto tune, You got the rap. You got the sing.
So if you want to speak past tense, and if his catalog wasn't as big as it was right now,
Drake.
No, fuck no. Drake killing everybody.
Facts.
You could have said T-Pain.
Nah.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh,
T-Pain has bangers, and he used auto tunes just like him.
They're not even
stylistic, but
hold on, no.
It's not the same.
I promise you, I understand that you think that their music. He's trapped.
No, I know. It's not that thing.
Yeah, my apologies.
Yeah.
Right, but when you start talking about hits, radio hits, if you just say, hey, your top radio hits, if you want to throw whatever in it, that's a good matchup in my eyes.
Two Chainz.
I can't because 2 Chainz don't got enough.
No.
T-Pain and who
don't have
again?
enough.
T-Pain and who?
No.
I said
T-Pain
and
and
Future.
Ooh.
I won't put Future against nobody right now.
No, I mean it's hard. It's
Yeah,
hard. Like he will kill a lot of people. A lot of people.
He might kill Jeezy. He'll kill Jeezy.
Nah. Only reason why I say nah is because most of Future songs have somebody on it. Like if you get into a music head, if you turn into a music head, he got a lot of people on his shit.
Man, he got phone.
But
can y'all tell us who
look at you.
2 Chainz should?
So let me ask y'all a question.
City Boy.
Who should be the next version?
And who Future should?
That was actually my next question.
Oh no, we're not gonna skip the ladies because I understand that y'all are not into that.
I'm into ladies. No, I'm into.
Who's your top two?
Let me tell you how much I'm into ladies. You heard of Flo Milli before? Out of Alabama?
No.
She's pretty decent.
Okay.
You had Erica Banks out of Texas. She's decent. You got Jade 49.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I get what you're doing right now. But I thought we were talking about the ladies who have done verses already. So you got Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. You got Patty. I was getting to it, but I was just trying to inform or remind people. He was telling me about the artists that he liked from.
No. Because I'm not the biggest.
Did they do a verses?
Not my artist, not the artist I'm the biggest fan of.
They did a verses?
No.
The girl you talking about?
No.
That's what I thought you was talking about. So, Brandy Monica, Erica and Jill. I know you love what Jill did to that mic.
Hell yeah.
Those tickle bitches.
Everybody love that.
It was lit as fuck. I would have to put.
I should have that on my Instagram.
I have to put them. If I just did the R&B ladies, it would be Brandy and Monica, Jill and Erica, and then Anita and Patty. Gladys Knight and Patty. Did I say Anita?
Yeah.
That's so fucking disrespectful.
So you're talking
Gladys Knight and Patty. I wanted to see them bitches in the kitchen. That's what I would have liked to see a cook off. Yeah. Whipping in the But definitely Brandy and Monica. They broke record.
Yep.
And then Jeezy, I think Jeezy and Gucci, they were only two to surpass that. But yeah, they turned it. Brandy and Monica hadn't spoken in 10 years.
They was
Who
fighting over that
the
boy.
better records though? Monica or Brandy? I think Monica had the better records.
Better
Records.
Oh no. Like wait, overall, like
the songs that they played,
radio records or albums?
I'm saying records period that they played that night.
What that night?
That night, because what I'm saying is, a lot of people go by which record is popular compared, and they figure
before y'all answer that, what do the battle with Gucci and Jeezy and Monica and Brandy have in common?
They got a story. They got that.
It's the history of beef.
But what do they both have in common? Just so y'all know, so I can figure out. They both, the duos, both did a song together.
Right.
Facts.
So they had an opportunity to share
and Monica did 2 songs together.
Yeah. So that's what made their versus pop.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out.
Good job.
But I think Monica's songs was better than Brandy.
Monica has more radio hits, more club bangers. Brandy has more of the songs on her album album cuts and songs on the album that you really typically wouldn't listen to. And they're like, listen to this. But Brandy vocally has really matured And years ago, Monica was Brandy is one of the goats.
That's right.
Years ago, Monica was the goat. This is okay. Let me be clear with people. I understand that they feel like Brandy is the voice of the vocal Bible, but Monica been that. She's been that. When she was young, she already had those vocals. Brandy just developed that ability that she has now.
You gotta understand, you're a music savant. That's why we trying to tell Rico. If you know music and you've been listening to music, a lot of people just start listening to these things.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying like.
I was just trying.
I'm just saying like when you listen to music in that moment when it was popping, you're aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Monica came out with like 94, 95, 96.
No, she came out in 95. Brandy came out before Monica.
Right.
Monica came out the year after.
See, the thing is, you remember those moments.
Yeah, I remember all of that.
A lot of even people your age don't remember those moments.
That's on them.
So they can't.
Just like you can't tell me nothing about 3-6. You can't tell me nothing about Bone. You can't tell me nothing about none of the people because when I was young, I was listening to them. Exactly. So for new niggas, when they do a versus now, and y'all start talking about hits and who's more influential, as we have had that argument many of times. Bitch, stop playing in my face, because I know what's really good.
So you know the samples.
Yeah, I know the samples. I know all of that. You're absolutely 100% right. And Brandy, like I said, just developed that vocal ability. She sings down. You cannot deny it. But Monica always had those abilities. So it's always gonna be her for me.
No one want to see Toni Braxton versus Mary J. Blige.
P, I think that's
Mary J. Blige gonna smoke her.
P, I think that's a good matchup, but I don't want people to sleep on Toni.
Toni,
she got a lot of fucking hits, and a lot of people would say that that Mary and Toni is not a good matchup. I think that it's perfect. They've even said themselves that it wouldn't make sense unless it's
one of the other.
Mariah and Toni, and Mariah and Mary versus Toni, Mariah, or Toni and Mary.
I think it's Mariah and Monica, even though she can't redo it.
I think the best.
Monica is the one with the range, right?
Nah, it would be Whitney and Mariah if Whitney was still here.
Who has the range?
Mariah, but Whitney.
No, I know Mariah. That's why I'm saying Monica against Mariah. But who has the range outside of
Monica
Mariah?
and Brandy, Mariah and Whitney. Toni
Whitney
and
has the
Mary.
range. I'm just curious.
Range.
I mean,
Whitney could go from.
No, Whitney's the god.
But I also think that Whitney would have. Let's pretend that Whitney was alive. Whitney would have got smoked, and I'm gonna tell you why. Whitney got a lot of hits, but Mariah had a lot of the. For most people right now in this day and age, they got like the urban songs. Like Mariah did a lot of collaborations with a lot of people. A lot of hip hop. Whitney didn't do that. Whitney wasn't fucking with that. So I guess it all comes down to preference. Because you prefer Mariah Carey's voice or Whitney's voice. Whitney is undeniable. She's the GOAT.
Both of them.
But radio-wise, come on. Mariah, she's up there. Just like with Brandy and Monica, it's like, it's all about preference. Do you prefer the tone and the sultry, or you prefer? People would always say, "Oh, Monica, she sounds like she a church singer," like that whole thing. To me, I like all of them. And listen, people, it's okay to like both. And people feel like, bitch, I can't like both. But like I said before, Brandy came into her talent, and I feel like that's just like if you eat a pussy or fucking dick, like you practice makes perfect. Like eventually you become a pro.
The GOAT.
The throat goat.
The throat goat.
OnlyFans.
Or
you know.
So look.
He said, all right.
Look, we're gonna end it on the throat goat. Because clearly that you know what, let's drink.
Underscore.
Comment.
So look, I think today's episode was fucking amazing. I'm glad to see y'all motherfuckers again in the same room. We about to get this shit popping. Please make sure that you share, subscribe. Wrap us up, P.
So we about to get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit that motherfucking watch button, like button, subscribe button, and we out of here. You know what I'm saying? Welcome Dallas to the team. You know what I'm saying?
Gang, gang.
You know what I'm saying? She always been part of the team. She just, you know what I'm saying? we making it super duper official. You know what I'm saying? More episodes coming. You know what I'm saying? Comment. We need y'all comments. We need y'all to interact.
Yeah.
That's what we really want. You know what I'm saying? From the versus talk to the political talk to the... We ain't do no sports talk, but sports talk when we do that. You know what I'm saying? And to, you know what I'm saying? Guys want me to say, we waiting for Foxy and Kim to really do a versus battle. You know what I'm saying? We ready for that.
The deaf versus the blind.
Grandma, oh, you
that shit over.